I'll grab that.
Yeah, you just kind of have to work your way in. It's a little tight.
Alright, I gotta tip over on it.
Nah, it's got compression springs and more weight.
Now, did you actually land it here, or was it driven here?
Now, I brought it in, Clint brought it in about 7 this morning, and I relieved him, but, yeah, they put it in. Just kind of hovered it over and parked it out of the way so that they could put the other stuff in.
Excellent, excellent. Well, this is really cool. Tell me a little bit about instrumentation here. What are these good
Yeah,
colors?
this is the Sikorsky 333. It's a single-engine turbine. It was built as a military trainer. Actually, you got a center seat for an instructor.
Wow.
And then 2 controls for trainees, and then the instructor would actually have a set of controls. But the Army didn't buy it, so law enforcement have used it for a while.
So this is a jump seat for the instructor?
It is.
And then the trainee, and then the...
We use it for our equipment. We use it sometimes we take a third person up, or you know, we can take 3. So
Now, does it have forward and aft cameras, or...?
it has a turret. This one doesn't have one on it. It's back to the unit, but it's on that side. It looks like a little upside-down R2-D2, and it's 360.
Nice.
Kind of a turret camera. It's got a FLIR vision, night vision type camera, infrared, and then there's a daylight camera.
And you have full communication with the ground crew as well?
Yeah, we're a little schizophrenic up here. We have one police channel in our ear, and a little earpiece, and then we have the police radio coming through our helmet, and then we have 2 more aviation radios, so we can listen to air-to-air, 2 different towers. So you could technically have 4 voices in your head at once.
4 voices in your head at once, and how do you know who to pay attention to?
You just practice. Technically, if it gets really busy,
you obviously know. Anyway.
The pilot can turn off the police radios. The observer who's dealing with the police officers.
That would be me. I'm the observer in this case.
Yeah. You can turn off all the aviation, so you can shut it down if you're like a little bit overwhelmed or if there's a lot going on.
Nice.
It's basic 4 aircraft like this, and then we have one that's about 3 times as money. It's a big rescue helicopter.
So, do you actually fly with the pilot at all times, or?
I won't today because it's just a display.
Right.
I'll fly back along, but pilot on this side. It could be flown from either side, but everything over there, digital video recorder, and then that screen has a moving map. It has a you know, the video from the camera system. We can punch in addresses there.
These pedals right here work your rudder?
Yeah, it works. There's a tail rotor, so the primary purpose of the pedals is anti-torque. Goes back to 5th grade science. You're like me, it's hard to remember back to work, but once this thing comes off the ground, all the power that's turning the blades wants to turn the helicopter.
Make it spin around, so
instead of turning the blades, it turns whatever turns uses, so the helicopter will start spinning. So you just use the pedals to kind of counteract that.
Right.
Forward flight, you take the feet off the pedals, they really for hovering around and anti-torque.
And so just pushing forward on the joystick here would cause it to fly forward? And is that
any direction you push it, it'll fly. Sideways, forward, backwards, it'll fly any direction on like a pendulum hanging from a string.
What makes it a... Say if you were... Now, is there a turbo on the back of it to increase your forward momentum, or...?
No, it's strictly just directional. The blades, if you think of it as kind of the helicopter's hanging from a string from the blades, from the pipe. You know, as the blades tilt forward, they want to pull it forward, and the helicopter kind of rocks and follows it.
Okay,
so kind of...
So it's all based on the rotor's pitch. Okay. Very fascinating.
And then over here on by your left leg, this is your collective. And if you look up the blade in front of you, you can see the pitch change.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It increases your lift.
So if you want to go up or increase power, forward momentum, whatever, you just pull up on that. The motorcycle grip is your throttle. So it's just like a motorcycle.
So your hands are pretty much tied onto these 2 levers. Is there any, at all times? I mean, you don't ever...
You can trim it up on a calm day. You can let go of everything momentarily, but generally you can shift the power and everything, and you can fly with your fingers just on the stick. But generally you're flying 2 feet, 2 hands.
2 hands, right? Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Other than that, you got speed. If you ever play a video game, Artificial Horizon.
Yep.
This is a radar altimeter. It tells you how high you are off the ground. So if we're 500 feet up, it'll just sit on the 5. It just shoots a little radar signature up. Big needle is your engine speed. Small needle is your rotor speed. This is what all pilots fly by, which is MSL. It's above mean sea level. So, like for instance, where we are right now, let's say the barometric pressure outside is 30.0. We set at 30.0. And technically, even though we're sitting on the ground at 0 feet, we're actually at 700 feet above sea level.
Wow.
Stinson Airport's about 650 feet above sea level, so when we're flying around and this thing says 1,200, you're roughly 500 feet off the ground.
That's excellent.
But you have to kind of coordinate it because the air traffic control tower, they want to know where you are in relation to a fixed point. So you may be on the north side of town and be 300 feet off the ground, but be at the same sea level altitude as the guy on the south side who's 800 feet off the ground. So
Excellent.
instant speed, up or down. So it's on the 5 up or down, you're going 500 feet up or down per minute.
Nice.
This is your turbine outlet temperature. It's your one of your gauges to judge your engine about how hot it's running. It's in hundreds of degrees. You usually run about 600-700 degrees. Torque doesn't take much to turn the blades. It's in pounds. So maximum we could pull is about 75 pounds of pressure from the shaft to the blades.
And so there's a determining measuring factor as to whether or not you might fall or
Yeah, like for
increase.
instance, if you say you want to pull maximum power, then that engine is putting 60 pounds of pressure to spin these blades. So, for instance, if the blades are really slow and you're starting up and you just really put a lot of torque in there, it's not going to be a heavy blade. It's not going to be able to just instantly spin it. It takes like a train warming up it to kind of get going.
Get going, okay.
But there's not a lot of pounds. And then this is the first stage.
I see no RPM gauge in this machine.
It's here.
Oh, this is it? Part of it?
That's kind of your tack, your engine tack and your rotor tack.
And is the 8,000, 9,000, is that a limiter where the red needles are on that?
Percentages, like for instance, 89% of power versus the actual revolutions per minute.
Fantastic. We've got a visitor over here.
Hey, how are you doing? Good. Good to see you. Get some bad guys trying to do.